Alerarga papapa. Foretinin lisna pohanam. Hello everyone, I'm author R.L. Raintree. This is Reels and Reads, where I give honest reviews and occasional spoilers. Today I am reviewing Sentimental Value, a film I have been trying to watch since it came out last year. It is a foreign film starring Stellan Skarsgård, Oscar-nominated Stellan Skarsgård, and features Elle Fanning, who probably deserved at least a nod by now with her performances. Now, this is a Norwegian film. There will be subtitles for those who don't know anything about it, and the synopsis of which is very, very simple. This is a family that has been forced to come together over a tragic event, and in doing so, they are all reminded of all of the things that are unsaid, the unresolved trauma, unresolved emotions and feelings that they have between them. The father, who is an aged actor trying to become a director, deciding whether or not this is going to be his final film, his magnum opus, if you will. And it is such a sentimental film that he's written that he only wants his eldest daughter to star in it. See, the first film he did, his youngest daughter starred in it, so he wants to finish his career by having his eldest daughter star in his last film, as well as his grandson, who was born by his second daughter. Now, the mother has passed away at the beginning of this film, which means that the father who left them when they needed him most, when they were younger, is now there with the two of them, plus the grandchild, trying to navigate all of these emotions that were never resolved. And as the title suggests, this is a very sentimental film. It's not one of those films that just jumps out and shouts at you and tells you everything and repeats everything like Netflix, even though they mentioned Netflix a couple of times. But the synopsis, as I said, is very, very simple. The actor wants to make his final film. He wants his daughter and his grandson to be in it. And the eldest daughter is having none of that. What I loved about this film is that nothing is explained, nothing is broken down, nothing is confronted in such an obvious way. It's all a mood. And what I mean by that is there are feelings that haven't been confronted. And when it comes to this story, everything's not necessarily clear. I don't mean that you're not going to be able to follow it. I mean in that you have to feel what's going on. When it comes to the script, you have this feeling that the script is something more than what he's saying it is, if he's saying anything at all. See, the father is a man that he has very few words, but if you just look at his face, if you read his eyes, if you read his emotions, if you look at the things that aren't spoken about that he does, things that are dismissed, you'll understand exactly how he feels and what it is that he desperately wants to say. Now, he was a film actor. His eldest daughter is a stage actor, and all of her emotions come through in her performances. The father himself says, I can't go to the theater because I'm too emotional. I'm too sensitive. And the daughter fails to see the message that he's really trying to give her. He's just, verbal communication fails him, but communicating through film, oh, that's easy for him. Just as communicating through theater is easy for his eldest daughter. Now, the youngest daughter, she deals with things by not confronting them at all. She likes to be the silent presence that holds everything together, much like her mother. And she is the daughter that happens to be a wife and a mother of the grandchild. And the grandchild just has this amazing vision that reminds the grandfather of himself. So it's like everything is coming full circle. And so again, what I love about this is we're not told how everybody feels. We're not told how the father's absence affected everyone. We can get the gist of it. And I love the fact that they made this film in Norwegian. The film takes place in Norway. The father is actually Swedish, much like the actor Stellan Skarsgård, and but they live in Norway. And so the film is in Norwegian. There's a couple of English sentences here or there because Elle Fanning makes an appearance in this film, quite a bit of time in this film, and she obviously speaks English. But I love that it's in Norwegian because as a person who doesn't speak Norwegian, I have to read the subtitles and I have to lock in. I can't just sort of, zone out, look at my phone, things like that. I have to be tuned in very, very succinctly so that I can understand not only what's being said, but understanding the emotions behind the words for those times when I'm not looking at the subtitles. I love how this film is all about emotions, all about sentiment, all about feelings. And in order for me to grasp it, all of the little nuances, all of the little subplots, I have to feel it. So it's art in a way. Art that you feel, not art that is explained to you or delivered to you on a silver platter. And when it's over, you have to sit with that feeling at the end of the film to decide what just happened, what did I just watch. There are so many emotions every time you're with a character for even a short period of time. You feel what they feel. I felt the anxiety of the eldest daughter. I felt the need for just silence and peace and just harmony that the second daughter needed. And I also felt the need to just be silent and let the daughters yell when we were looking at it from the point of view of the father, just to let them get it all out. And at the same time, just say nothing, because there's nothing that he can say to make it better. There is nothing he can ever say to his daughter or either daughter to make it better, to help them understand why he left. So he uses film to explain it. I love that about this film. It is all about emotions, it is all about feelings, and it is all about sentiment. Now, when it comes to things I didn't like about this film, I had to dig deep to find something that I didn't like. Sometimes there's nothing. The only thing I can say that I remember being a little kind of like, about was the grandmother. So Stellan's character, his mother. I kind of didn't need to know as much. I felt like we didn't need that deep of a plot, but I also see that if we didn't have all that detail that we had on his mother, we wouldn't understand him. So if there were any criticisms, it'd be we didn't need as much detail for them to accomplish that, and that we definitely needed more detail about Mom, who passed away. We don't know anything about her other than she was a therapist, and that she raised the girls when he was gone, that, they fought a lot and then he left. So I don't have an understanding of Mother, what role she played. I have a in-depth understanding of all the characters except the mother, who is the whole reason everybody wound up coming back together in the first place. And that being said, I had to dig deep to not like that. Otherwise, I honestly can't find anything wrong with this film. My final rating for this score out of 5 stars is 5 stars. Like I just said, there is nothing wrong with this film. It is a work of art. It is everything that you feel is valid. Everything that the characters feel is valid. The question is, what, if anything, needs to be done with all of these emotions? How would you process those emotions if you were any one of the characters that we focus on at any given moment during the film? It's quiet. It's understated. And I can't stress this enough. It is a beautiful work of art. I see how this film was nominated for an Oscar. I see how Stellan Skarsgård was nominated for an Oscar. It's definitely a movie I would watch twice, multiple times even, and I could definitely see this being a film that someone in film school or someone studying film would watch when you when you have a lot to say, but maybe you don't want it to be all in the dialogue. Beautifully written, beautifully performed film. I tend to like foreign films better than American films because of everything I just said about sentimental value. I've been really into Swedish films for about 5 years. I've been learning Swedish. Hopefully the Swedish I spoke at the beginning of this video was accurate enough. Please rank me in the comments how my Swedish was, even though the film is in Norwegian, by the way. But there's something about foreign films where it's all about feelings. It's like American films, there's a lot of expose, there's a lot of dialogue, and just it goes on, much like I'm doing right now. And it's something about foreign films make me think more than American films. What about you? What do you think? Do you like foreign films more? Do you like American films more? Or do you like them differently in different categories? Let me know in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching.